Before I get started on my shrimp, corn, and tomato stew, I want a homemade shrimp stock. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it really helps to give your stock, your gravy, your roux, just a little more flavor. I peeled my shrimp. I don't know if you can see those shells here real clear. And I'm going to add those shells in about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to just stir them around. Kind of cook them. So now I'm going to add my onions. And just a little, because this is just to make the stock. Some bell pepper and celery. Stir that right along with it for about 5 minutes. I think I have enough. You got to basically look at how much shells you have where you can render a good stock. So I think I'm going to be able to add at least 3 cups of water here. And this is about 1 pound of shrimp. We have our shrimp stock simmering. Add a ½ teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and ½ teaspoon of crushed red pepper. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of thyme. We're going to just let that simmer. I'll say for another 30 minutes on low. I want it to continue to simmer and boil. We're then going to strain it and move on to the next step toward our delicious shrimp, corn, and tomato stew. For my roux, I'm going to use a Cajun brown gravy mix. Usually, I'll get this when I go to Louisiana. You can use any brown gravy mix or roux mix. It requires 2 cups of water. I'm going to add 1 cup of regular water, just plain water. And then I'm going to use my 1 cup of shrimp stock. And to, of course, just get that added flavor. So we entered in our packet of gravy. And I'm going to add 1 cup of water to that. Give it a good mix. One thing also about these packets of gravies and mixes or roux, they already have the seasoning in them, so you don't have to. That's one reason why I'm only going to do 1 cup of my stock. Because I did season it, and you just want to kind of, you don't want to over season it. You want it to have a really good flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and just mix that up before we even turn on the fire. Mix that real well. Now I have a cup of my shrimp stock, but what I'm going to do, just going to add a ½ cup of it for right now. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fire. I'm going to turn it to medium to go ahead and bring it to a medium boil. I did cut up a few of my vegetables, so I'm going to add to this. And not much, because it has some in it, but of course it's not all we want. Just a little celery and bell pepper. And some green onions. I also have a couple of red onions I'm going to throw in there. Let's make it extra hearty. Now I'm going to bring that to a boil. Constantly stirring because we want to make sure all those flavors get blended real well. Now our roux has come to a boil. So the next step is to go ahead on and add 1 can of diced tomatoes. Reserve the juice. We want the juice off of that. Let's add that directly into the pot. We want to keep our fire medium because we're going to reduce it, but not right away. So we've added our can of diced tomatoes to that. Just keep stirring. Next, we want to go ahead on and add in our corn. Now you do want to strain, you don't want the juice from the corn. So pour that off. And you can also add frozen corn instead of canned corn. And fold that in as well. So I have my shrimp here peeled in the vein. And this is about a little over a half a pound of shrimp. Okay, YouTube, our shrimp, corn, and tomato stew is ready. Get your bowls and enjoy.